Hi everyone, Kat here from Paper, Pens, and Coffee. Welcome back to my channel and happy December. I'm filming this December 2nd, so you guys will be able to enjoy this flip through and I will be able to enjoy writing in my journal. This is an Archer and Olive A5 dot grid book. I got it a couple years ago, the same time when I got my yellow one from my everything journal that I've shown you. I tried to use it for bullet journaling and some other things last year, and it just didn't fit for me. I did other things, but I didn't get rid of it because I really truly wanted to try to make it work for myself. So I did it one more time this year, and it's going to be, instead of for bullet journaling, there's some things in there, but it's majority for long form journaling. Is, I guess, the catchphrase that we're using today, where you just write everything down and it doesn't have to be decorative. Well, I decorated the pages just a little, so I won't have to focus on decorating. I have one of these that I kept about 2 years ago, and I noticed the majority of the time was me decorating the page, using my stamps to stamp the date, the time, the weather. By the time I got to the important stuff, the journaling, writing down my thoughts and feelings, I was spent. I didn't know what to write. So that's a good hint to have if you want to have something pretty to write on, is to pre-decorate it. And then when you go back to use it for your journaling part, you can focus on the journaling. Before we get to December, I wanted to show you a couple examples of what I was trying to do. It was actually last October. So I created this October page. You might think that looks a little familiar because I copied it and redid it in digital for my October printable sheet, which I'm not sure if is still in my shop or not. Then I made a little calendar, because who doesn't like a calendar? And then I made a thing that's called a Dutch door. And a Dutch door is when you have two solid pages that never change, and then in between the pages changes. So this also might look familiar if you watched my Emma 6-ring binder video. I used this is an original watercolor painting by me. I did it in digital, and then I made that little quote thing I did from Oscar Wilde. So I've been watching people that do Dutch doors, so I thought, well, why not? But as you can tell, I didn't keep up writing it. But hey, I decorated it really nice with the dates and the days of the week. This I actually drew because I didn't want to get in trouble with you-know-who by using someone else's that may have not been licensed. So I drew my own Sally, and I changed it up on her dress, and I changed up on her scar thing. So it is a Sally doll, but it's nothing to do with the original Sally. As you can tell, I didn't even write the books that I was going to read or listen to. This is a design by my friend Talia, who's known as Chasing Olives. She has this actually still in her shop on Etsy if you're interested in any of her books designs. So excuse me, you could tell that didn't work out for me. I did track the moon in me. I took a lot of time of making a chart in the moon phases, and then I did a little key here: Zen, agitated, blah, and kaboom. And then I did it morning and afternoon, and then I go around and tracked it. This one I kept up with. So, and then I had some feelings about how I felt, the energy of the moon. Being autistic, this is when I was still newly diagnosed as an autistic. Even though I've been autistic my whole life, I was trying to figure out what triggered meltdowns and what things I can do in case of a meltdown. So I was trying to make it fun for me and drew meltdowns kind of like melted cheese. The rest of this is personal information, that's why it's covered. Then we'll move on. I also, during that time period, tried to do it for a quote book, like in catch-all books, some people call it. Some people call it commonplace. Other people call it quote books. So I decorated it, and I put some quotes here that I liked. And then, as you can tell, I stopped. So obviously that didn't work for me. I did it again over here. I got a note from Brandy Kincaid, and so I wrote about it. Still didn't work for me. So then I tried this in between, I just wrote in there. So then I tried again in November, and I did a theme of mushrooms and fairies. So here's another way of doing a Dutch door. You either with washi tape or with a drawing. If you're inclined to draw, all you do is cut around the drawing, and then it shows the next page. So you kind of have this like 3D effect. So I'm like, okay, well, that'll be cool. So I flipped it open to like a mushroom house and did a quote. Imagination belongs to hope. It's the creative dance of possibilities by Sharon Well. So, and then on this side, I did instead of moods, I used the word moments. And my key for this one was serene, lull, fidgety, uneasy, and not today, and the different colors. And as you can tell, I did okay, except for 2 days I didn't fill it out. So that I got a little better with that. I just didn't force myself to track anything. I did the moon phases again. I tried a different thing compared to this one, where I was tracking this way. I tracked this way by knowing when it's the phases, and then on that day I tried to write down what my emotions were and what my energy was like. So that worked for me. Then I even did, then I put it away. That was November of 22. I picked it up again in March of 23. And this was for a competition with the zebra pens. And one of them was to make an exercise goal sheet. And I thought I did a brilliant job in decorating it, but they went with someone else, and that's okay. These type of books are good. A lot of people do this in the back of it, but because I knew this was just kind of like, it's not going to work out for me, so just use the pages up. I went and I did samples of all the midliners that I use. This is like, I think the colors I'm going to use for next year. These were a popular set. The neutral set was really popular to get, so of course I had to get it. Then my other ones, I have the click trackable ones, which I really like. Those are the ones I have. And then I have Sarasa. That's a love-hate relationship with Sarasa. I used to use them all the time, and I think I might have a new favorite pen. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you know and make a video about it. So that's that. And this brings us now to December of this year. I'm so excited to share this with you all. I'm going to bring it down just a little more so you guys can enjoy it all. It took me about a week and a half. I know there is Joshi, I think is how you pronounce her name, from New Zealand, or she's Australian. She always says how long it takes for her to do each page when she draws it out and everything, which is really cool because then you like, oh, okay, that's possible for me to do, or impossible because I don't have the patience. So this entire thing, let me get to the very last page, took me over a week to do because I set little bits and times every day. And then a couple days I had to work. As some of you know, I'm a massage therapist, and those days after my shift, I'm kaput. So no creativity that day. I just tried to relax. So here we go. This is, I guess you would say, the title page or the first page. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. I stamped out December. And then this is an old stamp that I got a long time ago in an Archer and Olive box. I used to buy their box things, subscription box. So it came with the days of the week, a Monday start, and then you just fill it in. So I haven't used that in a while. So I'm going to put it in my pile of stamps that I want to use for the coming year. So hopefully I'll use that a lot more. Remember that I have this. This is from a sticker book I have that has tons of stickers. I'll remember to put it down below in the description. And then I stamped out is here. And if I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's the W. And then right here it says winter. It spells out winter, W-I-N-T-E-R. So winter is here, and then I put the date. This is just scrapbook paper that I ripped out, and then this is just stenciled on underneath. So I just stenciled all over the page, and then I took the scrapbook paper and just ripped it to how I wanted to do it. December started on a Friday, as you know, because today is Saturday. So my thinking, this is where my autistic ADHD brain comes into a thing. I'm like, okay, we'll start it on this side so that when I flip it, which I will in a second so you guys can see it, then I'll have the next days, and then flip it, and then the next days. You'll see. So that's why there's just this much. So I couldn't leave this blank. As you know, I do not like blank pages. So that poem that I just read from November of last year, I rewrote it on this. And then I just used my inks and my stencils. And it's a lot of fun to stencil on old pieces of books that are upcycled. Don't go ripping pages out of books that are on your bookshelf, but go to the thrift store and find books. And then what I love to do is I flip it upside down. You know how like when you go and type in a resume and it has all that pretend writing to show you where to put all your information? I'm like, that's such a strange language. So I kind of did, that's the reason I do that. So here we go. Now I showed you the, here's like the Dutch door, okay? Well, there's another thing that people love to do in bullet journals or in journals this size. And you could probably do it in your traveler's notebook. I might do that next year. And it's called a waterfall. And the reason I think, and if I have more information when I'm editing this, I will put it up on the screen for you, is that each page is just a little bigger and a little bigger. You start small to big. And then whatever's on the edge of it, it kind of is like a waterfall. I can't think of any other explanation. If you guys do this type of page work, I would love to read about it in the comments below and educate me about it. So I got out my chart that I have to measure across how many dots, and then I carefully I started this page first, and then I went the other way of cutting each page. So what I did is I just decorated each side. Now see, as I had a little sticker here, I didn't want to cut it, so I just stuck it to a doily on the other side. So here we go. Ta-da! So this doily that was behind here is actually a little tab there. So now I have, just see how that worked? We have a little here and here, but now I have all of Sunday and all of Monday. Clever. These are homemade. I could not for the life of me find my little stack that I made so I could show you. So I guess I'll have to make another video of how I made these dots with the numbers on it. Very simple. You will never buy dots with numbers on it again once you've realized you can make them yourself. So we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now all of this is from different designers. I mean, this is my own design here, the days of the week. I think this is from, Heidi, the famous Heidi. I cannot think of her name right now, sorry, but from her kit. So I can't really name everything, but it's just everything from my stash. So I did the first week to a Friday. I'm like, well, let's break it up a little. Maybe that will make me use it more and come back and journal in it. So I decided, this was given to me through Happy Mail. And it says, collect memories instead of things. I went, oh, brilliant. This is really popular in paper art communities. And I happen to have some of them because I went to a thrift store that had them. And I'm like, why don't I make my own bingo board of trying something new? So what I did is did what they have up here, 1 through 15, and then like the last one for O is 60 through 75. So I'm not going to like roll a dice or anything like that. But I made my own key and I haven't finished it. And if anyone has 2 more ideas, I would love to read about them in the comments below to help me to finish this bingo board. So for example, 1 through 15, every time when I walk near Lake Michigan, so every time I make a walk near it, I will exit off. Every time I go somewhere new, like a new store or a new little village I live by, I'll exit off. And then on a date with my bestie husband. So every time we go on a little date, then I will mark it off there. I just thought that would be a fun way of tracking it without tracking it. Then, as you know, I am a lover of snail mail. I send things out, not expecting anything back from anyone. As you can probably tell if you've been here for a while, I put my snail mail address in the comments below. If you ever send me anything, I will definitely share it on the next video that I make once it arrives, and give you kudos, and I will send you something back. It could be a card, it could be a sticker that I've made, who knows. So I wanted to decorate this. I usually keep this in another binder, but I decided to keep it all, my December thing, all in one place. So I wrote down incoming mail, so I can write down who sent me whatever. And then on this side, outgoing mail. So anytime I send a card or a postcard or whatever, then I keep track of who I sent it to. So as I've said before, I don't like blank pages. I wanted it like this, so I could fold it back and forth type of thing. So I decorate this side, and then this side I decorated with it. And this was cool. This was, I don't know where I got this from, but it was in a kit. And it actually says National Letter Writing Week, October 1 through 7. And it says, make folks happy. Your letters are priceless. And then I found a thing that says, don't forget to write. So, very simply decorated, but right to the point. Okay. Then I wanted a couple more pages before I started the next week. And I wanted to do top 10 moments of December. I do not do December daily pages. Kudos to the people that collect all those items and make the gorgeous pages in their binders for the December. I kind of wish everyone would celebrate each month that way, but I guess December is just one of those months that people do that. So I decided to use a little guest check that was in my stash. And yes, I didn't cut it off to number 10. And then I put it in an envelope. This envelope was made by my friend Barbie. And I thought that I could put top 10 moments and then in December. And so each time there's a moment, I'll write it. And maybe, who knows, I'll have more than 10 moments. This is my one and only tracker for the month. I think for myself, I need to make it kind of pretty and ooh and ah, compared to just making it, drawing it on the page. So I made little tags. And this one's for reading, either actually reading or listening to books. Remember water. I'm really bad at drinking water right now, so hopefully I will remember to check in on this. The title is Track This. And then this one I'm starting PT. So I will track the days I go to PT. And then write, meaning writing a letter, writing in my journal, anything that has to do with writing. Now we get back to the days of the week. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, this one might look a little familiar. I was given these particular ones for free by Book Nook. I probably just butchered her name and should have had notes on the side, but you know me, I'll put it on the screen, the proper one, the proper name of her store. And she makes these printables for you to use in your journals. And so she gave me one that was academia and another one that was a little witchy. So I'm like, well, December is still kind of, academia. So this is what I did with her designs for this week. I used them, or these 2 pages at least, I used them. Okay, so week 2 of December. Now, we had our waterfall back here. Okay, this time I decided to do tabs. Why? Why not? So this is starting the next week. So I just decorated them with items from my collections. And then this was the last day of that week. So then, blank page, what do we do? Because I didn't want to start the next week right here. I found this in my stash that someone sent me. And I'm like, oh, perfect. I can use it now. And then I tried something new and it didn't work out for me. So I ripped the page out. But as I said, I like starting the week on one of the, the pages, like on this side. That's just the way my brain works. It might not work for you. Or like, well, you're silly, just start at the next page. I couldn't. This is blank and it's driving me nuts that it's blank. Yet I think what I'll do is like the washi tape that my friend sent me, I think I might just do a sample page and put washi tape on this page just to show all the different washis that she sent me. So this design here is from that same one that I showed you here. It's from the same artist. And this is from one of my printable kits. Neurodiversity is my superpower. And I just made a collage. So I don't know what's going here. So I just want to show you, I don't like blank pages, but sometimes they just have to be blank. So we had waterfall, we had tabs. Week 3, I decided to go straight here because as you can tell, the 16th through the 23rd, that's when I'm not really busy and I'm probably going to be staying home more type of thing. So I just made it straight across journaling. So we'll see how that works for me. Okay, so this is week 3. Then I had to do more waterfall. I couldn't resist. Now this is from the washi tape that Melanie sent me. And so this starts of the 24th. I ran out of my, I didn't print any more up days of the week. So now we're just on to the numbers. So this is for the 24th, the 25th, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then the last day of the year, December 31st, 2023. So I wrote change is beautiful. That is, change is going to be my word for next year. It's been popping up left and right of me the last couple months. I may or may not do another video about that. Let's get that out of the way so you can see the stripes better. So I just did that waterfall thing again, but a little shorter this time, so I could get all of the washi tape shown. And then I had washi tape that had numbers, so I thought that would be clever, kind of like thinking of it a countdown, 9 through 0. So this is the 31st, and then that's it. Yes, I have a couple pages left here. that doesn't mean I am or am not going to use it. But a lot of times what people will do is when they finish, they feel that they're finished, you just cut this out and then use it for something else, which I'll probably do. I always repurpose this paper because it's so lovely. So on the back of here is just some washi tape I got, some masking tape and stickers I got. I was just showing. And some more pins. So that's it. That is what I'm going to do my long journaling or long form journaling and my tracking in. So do you guys do long form journaling or tracking or the December days? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, messy hands, happy life. See you next time. Bye.